big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home. And what better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, yes. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, home, home. Sweet Grenada, yeah, this is home.
Yes, I, Grenada, Carrico, Pity, Monica, and the world. I'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Life program, people. This is like where it all happens, you know. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey people. So many things happening in Grenada. Boy, there's been a lot of accidents. In the past, like 4 hours, we've had a couple accidents, crashes, and so on. You know, I don't know what's going on, man. We've also heard of an incident that involved 2 houses being gutted in flames. You know, fire in Bolio. We're hearing about this whole talk about this Venezuelan being in Grenada. And listen, so many things happening. But Grenada is a safe place. It's nice. It's just a lot of news, but we're nice. We are right. All right, folks. So brace all yourself. It's Friday. We ain't trying to keep you all too long. What we're going to do, we're going to do the show in 2 parts. The first part, we're going to do our typical news, and the second part, we're going to feature an interview that we did with Sheldon Douglas. We're talking about former Soca Monarch, I think road match, Soca Monarch, several years, in his capacity as a promoter, and what is really happening. You know that there was this failed show recently, and now things have started going downhill. We will tell you what is happening now with Sheldon Douglas. All right, so in the interview he's going to talk about that. All right, folks, so brace all yourself. It's about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. I want to welcome the folks who are on YouTube, always tuned into the program. So all the YouTube viewers, we want to say thank you for joining us on the program. All right, and for those of you who are on Facebook, we want to say hello to the people who are on Facebook, and thank you for joining us on the program again. And remember, if you are on Facebook, it's important for you to share the business. You see, when you share the business, that's how other people get to know the thing is happening. So share the business. Don't play selfish. Don't play kind of thingy. And I mean, yeah. And those of you who are viewing on cable, that's WPG10, we want to say thank you as well for joining us here on the program. Folks, we're taking a break. We want to remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International and WPG10.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Grenada is the place to be June 7th to 9th for the Grenada Music Festival 2019, featuring the legendary Freddie Jackson, the talented Carrie Hilson, Eddie Bullen from Canada, Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Patrice Roberts, Hedison John, Blacks and the All-Stars, Wasways, and more. 3 nights of amazing music and great food. GMF 2019, June 7th to 9th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights today.
We all look forward to our retirement, enjoying our golden years with family, friends, and loved ones. The best way to secure an income during retirement is through investments, savings, and an NIS pension. Thanks to improvements in healthcare, Grenadians are living longer, healthier lives. These years also need to be covered by a pension to guarantee a comfortable life. Today you contribute 9% and retire at age 60, but as benefit expenses continue to rise, and with longer lifespans, the NIS won't be able to provide pensions and other social security benefits at this rate. To continue providing benefits, the NIS will need to increase the contribution rate from 9% to 11%, a 2% overall increase shared between you and your employer. The retirement age will gradually increase from 60 to 65 over an extended period. Let's put this into perspective. If you earn $1,500 today, your contribution is $60 and your employer pays $75. With a 2% increase shared between you and your employer, you'll now pay $75 and your employer will pay $90. That's only a $15 increase. These are the types of social security changes being made worldwide. In fact, Grenada has one of the lowest pension age and contribution rate in the region. With these small changes, you'll be able to continue enjoying all social security benefits and retire between age 60 and 65 with the guarantee of a pension from the NIS. If these adjustments aren't made now, then by 2035, the NIS will need to increase your contribution rate to 22.5%. So, what can you do? Support the incremental changes and continue with the solidarity of the Grenadian people. A little change today for a convenient, happy future.
This season, experience all the sports you love. Whether on a large screen or a mobile device, you've got the best seat in the house. Share the moment with you and your family from wherever you are with the latest products from Quartz. Get it now with Ready Finance. Don't miss a moment of the action. It's Sports Mania at Quartz, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Yes, man, and we always bring value home. Again, we want to say thank you to everyone who has joined us on tonight's program. Now, the first thing we have to tell all you about by goal. We've been telling you about this young lady, and so we are happy to give you an update about her. We have to say congratulations to Grenada's first international para-athletes. That's Stacey Ann Charles. She's a gold medalist in the women's javelin 20 plus. You understand? They say that she had a best throw of 30.33 meters at the Arizona Desert Challenge Track and Field Games in the United States. It's a first outing like that, people. And she did herself and her family proud. You understand? I want us to take this opportunity to congratulate her, people. She could have sat down and felt sorry for herself, but she chose to persevere. She chose to try. And folks, look at this. We are saying now that she's a gold medalist in her people. Gold, she knew what she wanted. And she went exactly for that, people. This is an excellent story. And I hope when she come back, we give her nice treatment and thing. You understand? We had to go and meet her in the airport and then kind of business. Because that's some kind of thing you don't see every day, people. Congratulations to you, Stacey Ann. You have really proven yourself. You understand? Congratulations to you. Telling me? All right. So the next thing we're going straight into the news here because, like I said, we have the exclusive to give you. So, and the exclusive is going to be a little long. So we do not want to waste too much time on tonight's program. I think the big story for today is the story on your screen, the image on your screen, boy. We are now hearing from police about this matter, about this Venezuelan who came to Grenada. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force, they are currently investigating, they say, the circumstances that resulted in a Venezuelan national having to be rescued at sea. The RGPF confirms that on Friday, 17th May 2019, a call was received from a crew of a vessel traveling from Trinidad and Tobago to St. Lucia. All right? They say it was reported that a man was rescued from the sea in the waters between Trinidad and Grenada. Now, they're saying that in accordance with the humanitarian provisions of international conventions governing the rescue of distressed persons at sea, priority was given to providing medical treatment for the rescued man, who was determined to be in need of urgent medical attention. Folks, he was therefore taken to the General Hospital here in Grenada. They say he was taken there for medical care and was later identified as a Venezuelan national. Folks, it doesn't stop there, you know. No, Papa, it doesn't stop there. The RGPF further confirms that while warded at the General Hospital for continued medical observation, the rescued man left and he gone. They say he left the hospital without the authorization of the relevant authorities. According to the police, they continue to investigate this matter. And they say that they will update the public on conclusion of this investigation. They say the Venezuelan run away. You understand? Where to? Who is me you asking? One news outlet said that he was met by an individual from Woburn. So police have since taken this person into the station and thing for questioning and thing like that. You understand? It was further understood today that this very Venezuelan has a criminal record and is wanted for human trafficking. Oy. No. Now, Grenadians, again, since the first time this week, boss, have been expressing concerns. How are we going to treat with this matter? And future matters. Now, folks, I must make it absolutely clear that the man was brought into Grenada not by any government, not by any security service. He was brought into the country by the man who rescued him. You understand? So, let me see where that one going. You know what I mean? But that's what we are hearing now. No star. We are moving on. Folks, today we got news just around 3 o'clock after 3. House on fire. Mikey, a house on fire. Oh no, Mikey, 2 houses on fire. Mother and son. Mother's house destroyed. Totally destroyed by fire in the Bolio area. And then her son's house caught fire just the same because they are in close proximity. You understand? Now the fire services was able, kudos to them, to save a portion of the son's house, but the mother, she lost everything. Now she said that she left for work this morning and then she came home to her house on fire. Now that hard on her jet. You know what I mean? She said she left home like normal and thing. Eh? She left people home and thing. And then the next thing you know, when she reached home, it's fire. She house on fire. Yeah, no. She said she had nowhere to stay. She had nothing. Nothing at all. We've been having a lot of that to deal with lately. You understand? So let's hope that, she'll get a little fix up. Oh yeah. Accident again today. You understand? What are those text me program for? Yeah? You understand? This one, boy, that happened down in the close to Lavo Lanes, that's Morris Bishop Highway, Calais. You understand? What led to this incident, we are not sure, but it's being investigated. Look at that one, boy. How that happened? I don't know. You understand? That's not the only accident. We have had about 3 or 4 accidents, I'm telling you. These days I'm afraid to tell all about accidents because what I find I get tired of that. I get tired of telling all of that. You understand? But yeah, boy. So let's hope all goes well with those who are involved in this. Welcome to the In the Paper segment, folks. We have a quick and very short In the Paper segment for you tonight. This comes from the Grenada Informer. 2 men jointly charged with stealing and another charged with receiving a number of animals, mainly goats. The property of 2 different owners appeared before the Grenville Magistrates Court last Monday. Desmond Jones from the Tivoli Conference area with 24 previous convictions, mainly stealing animals. He pleaded guilty to stealing 1 goat belonging to one faith man. The goat was not recovered and he was sentenced to 3 months at Her Majesty. Well, what you do with them people? Goat. They said the goat was not recovered, so he was sentenced to spend 3 months at Her Majesty's prison. Jones was also remanded on another stealing charge, this one for animals owned by Wendell Sylvan of Conference. He will be brought back to court at a later date. Now the other accused jointly charged with Jones, Akim Fletcher pleaded, with Jones, is Akim Fletcher. He pleaded not guilty to stealing a number of goats belonging to Wendell Sylvan. He was also remanded and will be brought back to court at a later. No. Meanwhile, a butcher charged with receiving a number of goats, the property of both Sylvan and Faithman, also pleaded not guilty to the charge. He was represented by an attorney, but was not granted bail and will be brought back to court at a later. The thing gets sticky. The court learned that only one of the stolen animals was not recovered. So wait, hear that? The butcher and all get jail in a jail. I'm making it up, look here. The butcher, so even if you don't know, I don't know if you don't know the thief, the business, Zan, but no. Alright, audio. The next thing that we have to tell all you in the papers Informer again, boy. A 61-year-old Westerhall resident charged in 61, Westerhall resident charged in connection with the last Thursday's chopping incident that left 1 man dead. He was remanded to the Richmond Hill prison on Monday after appearing before Magistrate Nevelyn John at the Grenville Magistrates Court. You understand? They say with no legal representation, murder accused James Lewis had the indictable charge of non-capital murder read to him in open court. He was not required to plead given the nature of the charge. However, he was told that he would be remanded to the Richmond Hill prison until his next court date, which is on June 7th at the St. David's Magistrates Court. Lewis, a well-known farmer in the village, was arrested just after 9 p.m. last Thursday following reports of a chopping that left another villager, Shane Mapson, dead. Sources told the Grenada Informer Mapson was pronounced dead at the General Hospital moments after he was brought in by villagers having suffered multiple chop wounds to various parts of his body. This newspaper was also told that Mapson was allegedly attacked in the vicinity of his home just after 8 p.m. by someone using a cutlass. The motive for the attack, we were told, remains questionable. One resident who chose not to be disclosed told the Grenada Informer that it was just a matter of time before Lewis retaliated, and therefore what happened last Thursday came as no surprise. Well, I was told the same thing by elderly gentleman in the village. They say it was going to be a matter of time that the elderly man retaliated and so on, you know. But anyway, let's stay far from that. You understand? Yes. So that is what going on in the business right there. All right, folks. We told you we have an exclusive, so we just kind of like quickly go into those stories because we want to get to our exclusive, which is going to be about 25 or so minutes, I think. Yeah. Sheldon Douglas talking in depth about what's been going on. A teenager boy. All right. A Tennessee teenager received more than 3 million. Listen, I think I just checked my website, and that story shared just around 600 and something times. So it tells you of how people are interested in that kind of story. You understand? This guy has a story to tell, you know, people. You know, it's on our website. A Tennessee teenager received more than $3 million in college scholarship. Yeah? And he graduated as his high school's valedictorian, all while being homeless. Yeah? He was saying, never let your current situation, whatever circumstances you're going through, be a mountain that you can't climb. You know, he made that statement during his graduation speech. Folks, a really interesting story he has to tell. You could check out our website on that. That is MikeyLive.com. We don't want to go into too much of details with that. All right, we are moving on. All right, folks. Now the next thing that I have to tell you about, boy, no, I think this is one of the biggest stories in the Caribbean right now. The priest who allegedly leaked the answers for an exam paper for scores of a Barbadian community college students has been temporarily suspended from his pastoral duties in the Anglican Church. They say that there's currently an investigation going on, right? And the priest, what all you a pastor, when I say that, you know, a clergyman, that's what I call them. I don't understand for it, you know. Get yourself type in a kind of business, you know. All the time when you're thinking it's one who is it. No. Let me leave that story there. Next million all you have like a story, boy, I hear. Like a police thing. But what I'm saying, you know, we have to be like responsible. And we'll report the story maybe next week when we get some more, when the matter gets through the system. We had one of the most interesting stories to break for you tonight. It involved the security services. But after careful consideration and a brief dialogue with one of our close associates, we've decided to give it some time. Let's just nail down some boards still, make sure we're solid, and then we organize the business. I just want to know all you to know, if all you hear like shoo, don't think that we don't hear too. We're just working. We want to make sure everything's solid. We want to dot our I's and cross our T's. All right, good. The next thing that we have to tell our boy, before we get into Sheldon Douglas, all right, Theresa May, boy, she cry. What? Who said big man don't cry? Who said big man don't cry? Theresa May, boy. Tearful Theresa May. She said goodbye to her party, her supporters and the nation. She decided to call it quit after she failed to make a Brexit deal. She said she's going to step aside to allow somebody else to pick up the mantle. You understand? She said she loved her country. She tried her best, but she just couldn't. She just couldn't land the deal that she wanted to, the Brexit deal. And so she had vowed that if it's not going to work, she's going to step aside and give somebody else a chance. And this is exactly what Theresa is doing, stepping aside. You understand? She said that she's done her best. I've done everything I can to convince MPs to back that deal. Sadly, I have not been able to do so. Theresa May, but she cried. You understand? So now they need a new prime minister. So the race is on for a new prime minister there. Folks, I'm taking a quick short break, and when I come back, Sheldon Douglas's story.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Experience convenient and affordable learning with online and blended higher education programs from the UWI Open Campus. Access our quality assured degrees, diplomas, and continuing and professional education programs at a pace designed to suit your lifestyle. Ask about our prior learning assessment, which credits previous learning experience and fast tracks the completion of your degree. Own your future. Apply today. For more information, visit www.open.uwi.edu. The UWI Open Campus, opening doors to life-changing learning.
The Courts 3D event is finally here. Don't miss the biggest sale event of the season with 3 days of digital deals from May 23rd to 25th. Get great savings on all digital products, including laptops, tablets, phones, and accessories. And what's more, shop with Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 30 days. So come into Courts or visit shopcourts.com and get the latest in technology. Hurry, it's 3 days only. Courts, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Grenada is the place to be June 7th to 9th for the Grenada Music Festival 2019, featuring the legendary Freddie Jackson, the talented Carrie Hilson, Eddie Bullen from Canada, Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Patrice Roberts, Hedison John, Blacks and the All-Stars, Westways, and more. 3 nights of amazing music and great food. GMF 2019, June 7th to 9th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights today.
We all look forward to our retirement, enjoying our golden years with family, friends, and loved ones. The best way to secure an income during retirement is through investments, savings, and an NIS pension. Thanks to improvements in healthcare, Grenadians are living longer, healthier lives. These years also need to be covered by a pension to guarantee a comfortable life. Today you contribute 9% and retire at age 60. But as benefit expenses continue to rise, and with longer lifespans, the NIS won't be able to provide pensions and other social security benefits at this rate. To continue providing benefits, the NIS will need to increase the contribution rate from 9% to 11%, a 2% overall increase shared between you and your employer. The retirement age will gradually increase from 60 to 65 over an extended period. Let's put this into perspective. If you earn $1,500 today, your contribution is $60 and your employer pays $75. With a 2% increase shared between you and your employer, you'll now pay $75 and your employer will pay $90. That's only a $15 increase. These are the types of social security changes being made worldwide. In fact, Grenada has one of the lowest pension age and contribution rates in the region. With these small changes, you'll be able to continue enjoying all social security benefits and retire between age 60 and 65 with the guarantee of a pension from the NIS. If these adjustments aren't made now, then by 2035, the NIS will need to increase your contribution rate to 22.5%. So, what can you do? Support the incremental changes and continue with the solidarity of the Grenadian people. A little change today for a convenient, happy future.
All right, thank you very much. And folks, what we have to do now is our second part of our program. As promised, we feature an exclusive interview we just did with Sheldon Douglas. To put things into perspective, earlier this week we told you that there has been a charge on Sheldon Douglas for writing a check and issuing that check without having sufficient funds in that account. He has since been arrested and charged and has agreed to an exclusive interview with us today about that in terms of what led to this whole scenario. Here's Sheldon Douglas. All right, so Sheldon, we are just learning about new development in which you allegedly, and you'll confirm, have been arrested and charged. You'll tell us what the charges, if that is true. I want you to walk us through really what is happening with this charge, alleged charge, if you're going to confirm.
Well, Mikey, there's nothing to hide. The truth is the truth, it is what it is, there's nothing to hide. But as you know, there's always a story, and then you get to the real truth of the story. I would have did some business with an individual, and quite unfortunate, it hadn't been somebody who is very close to me, I could say. Live close to me and close in terms of the relationship that we have. We had an agreement, we had an arrangement, and the beautiful thing about this, Mikey, is when you do certain things, it's always good when you have people who are present, you have witness, you can confirm, you have proof and evidence to prove what would have transpired. It wouldn't be just word of mouth. Me and that individual had an arrangement with certain things that what was supposed to happen. And that arrangement, it would have fallen short. And I would tell you certain things, and I would make clear too that this matter is now a court matter. So there might be certain things that I would have to kind of refrain from saying in terms of calling people names or certain things. That individual, the arrangement and agreement that we had, they would have fallen short on it.
They fall short on it?
Well, yeah, they're including whatever would have transpired, because it's now I'm learning a lot of the truth was not told, again, as I say, I'm getting it, to the boss as to what exactly was agreed and what we arranged on in the night. But as I say, there was enough, my event manager, my brother, all the people was present when whatever was transpired, all the different things. But we'll get to that. So I would have spoke to the individual and I said, listen, you all would have fallen short, and you know what exactly the arrangement we had, you know what we agreed on. So I spoke to him, I mentioned the situation to my attorney, and I would have to meet with him. And when I meet with him, he would give me a directive from there. He would direct me as to what direction we go. So I say I will not allow this check to cash until I meet with my attorney. So although you're hearing all this thing about the Sheldon write a check and he didn't have no money, that individual, and if you speak to them presently, they would tell you, I called her and I said I would not allow it until I speak to my attorney, because this would have cost me a lot of money, because you didn't follow through on the agreement that we had.
Okay. So we thought, for the benefit of people who do not know the situation, I know that there are a lot of information that we cannot include, but can you give us a background without incriminating yourself about what would have happened? So we know, for example, it's been alleged that a check was written in the amount of $9,600. And upon depositing that check, it showed that there was no funds in the account.
Yeah, not insufficient funds to cash the check.
Insufficient funds to cash the check. We also understand that that check would have been for the purchase of some plane tickets. All right, so the tickets were received. The persons came into Grenada, and at some point in time, the funds was removed from the account, or?
Well, let me tell you what would have happened. I was very busy on the day that I had to go to the travel agent. Well, you know, it was the day before the event, so it was a lot of running back and forth, running late, calling, telling you, come in, this one, then, you know. As a matter of fact, the honest truth is, I think, you know, I had an event manager, I had people assisting, but there was so much to do, and a lot of times in doing things, as much as you might have somebody doing something, you kind of still at a seat and making sure that it's done. You know how the thing go. So you're running from back, you're running. So I would have sent my brother to the bank to change 7,000 or the 7,500 US, I think. Yeah, 7,500. In my brother going to the bank, he would have passed to the same travel agent, because as I said, it's not a stranger, it's somebody that we know. Somebody is right there with us. I mean, it's quite unfortunate that, and I understand the situation, that she was trying to protect her job and she had to kind of not tell her boss and them the truth, or give false information to try to cover herself. But it is what it is. That's the point I had now. So my brother would have went to her, passed by her before he went. That time I'm trying to make it on my way. But I had to end up going to try to collect the work permit because that's what happened. And all I'm saying there, I'm sure there's people, Miss Jessamy, who would have dealt with to go to pick the work on. She knew what time I got there. I mean, there's people that can confirm all I'm saying. And we have evidence to prove all that. That's what I'm saying. So my brother would have passed there. We went to the bank. As a matter of fact, while my brother was inside the bank closed on him. He got the money and he came out. So I told the individual, I said, listen, well, she could actually keep telling me, your brother is here. He left, he come back. Even when he reached back there, after reaching back, I wasn't there. My event manager reached there waiting on me because he had to run to Hankies to do all the program for the event. Because the person who I deal with Hankies had leave work at 4 o'clock. The person was calling, Sheldon, the guy coming because I have to leave at 4. She ended up leaving.
So you had a really big...
Come on, you don't imagine. Anyway, so I said, listen, what is going to happen? Because I told the individual I was going to do $10,000 in cash, and I was going to do $9,600 check.
So the total was just around $20,000 for the ticket?
Yep.
Okay.
So I said, I don't think I will get there in time. So what's eventually going to happen? The money I sent my brother to change in the bank, I am going to give you 10,000 in the worth of US, in the exchange of the US, to equivalent, what would be equivalent in US to the 10,000 EC. I said, but that US I need it. It is very important that I have it because this is what I sent to change to her. She said, all right, no problem. Well, she's senior there. So she said, all right, what I'll do, I will go home with the US and you'll just collect it home for me. Because that same individual
so you'll have
coming
to replace the US with easy at that point in time?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we were running late and we didn't get there in time. But I said, listen, I'm not going to just come and write a check for 19,000 or tell you, listen, I'll take it and drop it back. So I'm just giving that. So I leave the US there and I told her, she said, all right, she'll go home with it and I'll pick it up home. We went, we do that. Well, when I reached late. My brother was waiting on me, Karen was waiting on me. Karen had to go to Hankies, but we reached Hankies about almost 5 o'clock, leave the after 5 because the girl actually, the next employee wait on him to get, and this is what I'm saying, as I tell you, I could call him, everybody could confirm this. So, reached there, then deal with her, left, she said she'll go home with the stuff, so we left there, and as usual, hit the road again, go back up in country. So, when about, I think it was the following morning, the following day or something, she told me, or the night, she said, here now, my boss took the stuff from me. I said, what? I said, did you explain to them the situation, the arrangement? He said, yeah. They say, when I'm ready, I'll collect it from them. I said, you're sure? I said, because listen, this can't fall. Nothing can go wrong with this. You understand me? She said, no, don't worry, she told me. I had to explain to her, tell her what the deal. I said, all right. Mikey, I actually, because it so happened that thing and them didn't reach in, well, couldn't get yourself together. Anyway, that's another story. We've done past that, everybody know the truth with that is concerned, so we're not going back on that now. Anyway, they reached in the Saturday. So I still was the one, went down to the airport, received them, do whatever, went to the radio station thing, from that, bring them back to the hotel. So when I was supposed to reach Moonlight City at about 8 or 9 in the morning, I reached up there I think it was after 6. By the time we doing what things, stuff to come, you know everybody go reach on time. This is how to put everything in place before you see and make sure everything is set to go before you leave. I end up leaving Moonlight City about after 10 at night. So, but still in touch with her. Yo, everything all right. So I said, I'm running late, but well, she said call her, blah, blah, blah. So I leave on my way down. I say, well, let her know I'm on my way down and I'm coming to drop this stuff. I'm coming to bring the 10,000 EC to collect the stuff, to collect the US. I'm not getting her. I say, what? I said, don't tell me we're going to have a problem now because you know this is going to scrap everything. She calling. Tell me call her. I say, well, I'm calling, I'm not getting her. Finally, she tell me, I get her. She say, call. I call and I didn't get you. I say, oh, no, you call back. She called. Then I finally get the boss. Oh, well, she know, she shouldn't have do this so. I say, but, no, listen, whatever with you and your staff, you go work that out. But I'm just here to take care of myself. You all have an arrangement and an agreement with me. And I'm just concerned about taking care of that to fix my business. So whatever your staff did out of the line of our thing, or they go work with that, or you go deal with her on that. But I don't care much about that story. Or they go fix that. Well, I'm out right now. So I like, wait, I am not. So then I start seeing her having a problem. Because I'm like, well, wherever you is, I'll come, bring the money, bring the $10,000 and collect the stuff. I key, the whole night fall through. Problems. So I didn't have to go. But the good thing about it is that Mikey Spice and I was leaving the Monday morning. But the manager was here until the following. So I go down and explain to him, I say, listen, we have a little problem. But the man is such a nice man, and because of how I would have dealt with him. Because he tell me, say, nobody have ever treated us like that. I mean, that's why people understand he did that interview, and they was wondering why he talking against that. He didn't talk, but good thing is a real nice and honest guy. Because he could have just gone and say the worst thing about me too, and then and back up Mikey's story and say, you understand? He was a real nice, honest guy. So I'm going to tell him, I say, look, I have a little situation here, but this is what I'm supposed to give you. But I end up in a problem with it. I say, so I have more than what you're supposed to get here in EC. I say it's two things. If you never see me again, you can just go to Western Union or MoneyGram, send this money to yourself. Okay, you live in America. To America, you collect it when you reach up there. You benefit on me because you have more than what you're supposed to get. Or the driver could just take it to the bank Monday and he just change it and he goes. He said, no, we don't have a problem. He said, everything's safe. Man, he said, no, we good. So we deal. We went to see Mikey. Anyway, that's another story. But transferred it. We didn't deal with that part already. So, right, so the Sunday, I would have called the individual and I said, listen, we had an arrangement, we had an agreement, and you fall short on what would have transpired with me.
That's the travel agency?
Yeah, the individual who I dealt with. So I said, I mentioned the situation to my lawyer, and I have to meet with him to discuss it. And I will not allow the check to cash until I meet with him, and he give me directives as to the way forward. I said, so I'm letting you know now. So it's not going to be a surprise, or you're all not going to proceed with anything until I meet with him. Mm-hmm. All right, well, she said, you have to do what you have to do. I said, all right. So the Monday or so, I think it was, her boss called me. I said, well, I already spoke to your employee. I said, didn't she tell you what I and her spoke about? I said, because what would happen would I ended up in a mess, and it cost me a lot of money. Mm-hmm. I say I have to compensate and pay bills, money, pull out money, extra money, more money than I would have had to put out for the show to compensate for what I get damaged, what I get lost, whatever, because y'all would have fallen short on the agreement and arrangement that you had with me. So I say, as I spoke to him. So he said, all right, I say, I'm supposed to meet with the lawyer at 9 o'clock. So right after that, either me or the lawyer is going to call you. I think that was Monday we spoke. Okay. So the lawyer office called me and reschedule for Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock. Right?
That's of this week?
Wednesday, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I called him back Tuesday, and if I'm lying, he could then come forward and say that I'm lying, because I'm sure you're going to see the story. That's her boss. I say, Larry scheduled me for 9 o'clock Wednesday morning. So right after, because I called him Tuesday to let him know. I didn't want the day go by and he didn't know what's going on. I say, so as soon as we finish with the meeting, either me or the lawyer is going to contact you as to what he would advise me is the best way forward, right? He said, okay, all right, no problem. And I'm talking within that time, the same individual, Tuesday, I would have dropped her and her sister down to tongue. Never said to me that she went and gave the police a bag of lies and give them a statement. Nothing like that. So Mikey, Wednesday morning I wake up. Normal I wake up early because I know I have a rough day. I had things to do, and so I get up early. At the end I hear my queen tell me police outside to me. I say, police outside to me. I say, well, so I make a joke and I say something I tell her. She said, no, police outside to you. So I go out, they tell me they have a report of a bong check. I say, bong check. I said, they said that coming. I say, yeah. So I asked him, he said, well, I don't have all the details, but they just asked us to come to bring it. I said, all right. So I said, just hold on to me. I go and did that, and we went down. So the region, they had me there. So the couple who came to speak to me, I asked him, I said, what's the situation? He said, it's something to do with a travel agent. So then I realized is. Mm-hmm. So I said, really? I said, but I spoke to that man yesterday morning, and I was supposed to be, either me or my lawyer was supposed to get back to him this evening after I meet with my lawyer this morning. So they don't know, they come in and make a look how the employee would have given a statement and everything. So when he interviewed me, he read out the statement. And Mikey, while he reading the statement, my mouth was like, because he's saying me some things and I like in the mind. No, somebody had to be losing it, because how could that girl say that, knowing exactly what? But I'll be very honest with you. in a sense, I did kind of understand because she boss was long she throat and she maybe was worried about she job. Because what she probably would have tell me, probably the authority that she have as senior or what she could do to go home with the money or whatever. I don't know if that was the case, but I've dealt with her before because I've been with her a while now. And I know she has certain authorities. So I don't know if because it was long she throat, she had to kind of push in some lines and not tell all the truth because she tell them all the things that was truthful about what transpired between us. I don't know what would happen. So I listen and I say, serious? I say, she said that. And all the story about I came 3:30 to pick up the stuff, and after I came 3:30, I give her the US and I give her a check. And then I call her back at 4 o'clock and I tell her I want back the US. And I'm like, I say, serious? And I say, no, man. I say, we had, as a matter of fact, we closed the office and we left there after 5. Because, and I said, no, there was people present and I have everything to prove. This is not a transfer.
So did they charge you?
Well, first they did an interview. They didn't charge me first. So when I contacted my lawyer, he said, listen, there's 2 things the police have to do. Either they interview you and they will interview you and let you go, or they will charge you and they will ask them whatever they're doing, let them do it, and then we'll take it from there. So when I asked the officer, he said, no, we just interview you for now and XY is the case and whatever. So I figured I was there for a while. So I said, eventually, I guess when you do things and you don't know, and I don't consider things a mistake, I consider it a learning example because if I had to go through that again, I wouldn't do the same thing. The mistake I made is by ensuring the check, there wasn't sufficient funds to cash the check. As I was told by the police, what if you have a situation like that, what you do, you put a hole or a stop or block on the check. But once you let the check reach to the bank and it's insufficient funds, regardless of the situation and circumstances, it's considered a bounce check. So all the rumors, all the things you're going around with, Sheldon write a check and he don't have money and all the things. That employee knew because I called her and I said, I would not allow the check to be cashed until I meet with my attorney. Okay. You understand me? But I guess that was my mistake right there because regardless of the circumstances, once the check reach and the insufficient funds, it is considered a bounce check. Okay. And that was the thing on my part. So I went there and eventually at some point they charged me. And my lawyer said, yeah, well, they had to charge you, so let them charge you. They have to take bail and then we take it from there because it's a court matter and we'll deal with it. Okay, and was it a charge for a fraud charge? Or was whatever, writing a check with insufficient funds. Oh. And as the police explained, I understood because I said, if I had to do it all over again, and that's why I don't call things mistakes. Mm-hmm. You understand? It's a learning example. Okay. I would know now not to do it that way, or to tell her that I would put a stop on it. Was there an agreement at any time in terms of a time that you were supposed to come back to exchange the US? No, not really, because she lived very close to me. So she said she would go home with it. But I didn't even expect, honestly speaking, I didn't expect to stay up there that long. But still, there was not a problem with me reaching or finding her. She was coming up in the show. Whatever, as I say, she lives close to me. So it's just like making communication and pick it up. Okay, so you're saying you understood that the boss got involved late? At some point, and then she would have let me know that, and I asked her, I said, listen, did you tell them what was arranged? She said, yeah, she tell them, and they said, you understand? So the boss on the night of the event refused to give you that money? Did they give you an explanation, or do you have a... Well, she said the employee, no, she should not have made that arrangement, or she should not have done that. And she knows she's not supposed to do that, and she knows. And I was like, well, I'm not at that point in my case. I'm not even trying to hear all the she knows she's not supposed to do because I have a situation that needs to be dealt with. And they were not willing to meet with you at some point in time to just have that transaction completed. Well, when I spoke to her, she was actually she was out at some function, the boss, and she said she's at a function, and I was like, okay, well, can I come meet you there? Then she turned and said, if I have to come to get it now. It would be a totally different arrangement. I'm like, well, no, that was not what. And did she tell you what that different arrangement was? She then said, I have to, because the employee took a check for me, and she should not have taken a check. I said, but in my mind, I know that's not true because I've dealt with the company for years, so I know. Did they have any reason to not wanting to take a check from you? No, because they never had an issue with me before. Okay. Never. Okay, so she didn't want to accept the cash. What was going to be the new arrangement? Did she tell you what it was? She then told me I had to bring all of the full payment. In cash? Yeah. Okay. And so I asked her, I said, well, why did you tell her then to tell me to pick up bring the 10,000 out to pick up the money. She didn't answer. She didn't respond. So I was like, wait. I said, well, this time I feel like somebody setting me up here. I said, because if she told you how important that was and you told her to let me come to pick it up, then why are you telling me this now?
So you're saying, I just wanted to refresh my memory. Cash was transacted. There was a transaction of cash in the beginning. Did you? How much was that cash? You said?
It was 3,000 something US. That would have been equivalent of 10,000 EC.
Right. And then the other half was going to be through a check.
The remaining.
So is it that they're saying that, hey, by the end of the night, I would have wanted all the money, but not through a check?
No. I was only supposed to come to bring that 10,000 EC to get the US back.
And what was going to happen to the rest of the ticket cost? Because it was 20,000. That payment was in cash.
The remaining that was in a check.
It was in a check.
Yes. Which me and her spoke about.
Okay. So
but the only thing is that because of the running late, I didn't have time to go to get the EC. So I tell her I'll pick it up and then bring it back to her and collect the US, you understand?
Okay. All right. So, all right. So now that you have been charged and so on, where do you go from here? Do you, the lawyer and so on?
Well, yeah, it is a court matter. My lawyer, I'm meeting with my lawyer. And as I say, from here on, because I'm not a legal profession. So from here, my lawyer will direct me as to our way forward, what. But as I said, the one thing I learned is, regardless of the circumstances, as upset as you would be, if there's a situation, if you put a stop on the check, but you never say, okay, you're not going to have the funds dedicated because you would consider that.
And one of the things that's coming to mind too, it never occurred to you that maybe you could have let the cash go, let them receive the money, and then challenge them in court for that?
Well, when you have a situation like this, as I say, the first thing I contacted my attorney, and I wanted to meet with him and let him direct me as to what we do forward.
But there's this long space of time from the show to now. Why now has the charge come up? I'm just trying to figure out what happened.
I don't know, Mikey.
There
honestly,
was no communication to say, okay, hey, let's get this resolved.
Well, as I told you, I would have spoke to the boss. I told him I was meeting with my attorney. I did tell him.
And did they threaten that they were going to get?
No, he told me. I told him right after me and the attorney speak. My lawyer speak. Either my lawyer or me is going to contact them as to what my lawyer advice is the best way forward. Yeah. He said, all right. The time it didn't happen, I contacted him. Like, I didn't want to just leave it, and he was wondering because he was supposed to hear from me. I called him back, and he could confirm that. And I said, listen, they rescheduled me, so we are meeting next time.
Okay, and outside of that, I know before we close off, I know that some people are wondering what happens next with the show itself, and I know persons have been asking for reimbursement and so on. Is there any plan to either reimburse people or give them?
Well, Mikey, my main concern, you see, and I know that show was very dear to my heart. I knew I didn't get to see them, but I would have heard of some of the ageable people who would have been there with my grandmother. And this is why that thing burned me so much, because I know I put so much into it, I put my all. While people were talking other things, my main concern was two things. For the people, because you remember, you have some people, you might be very few that don't even care to know the truth. They might just have their thing with you and they don't even care what the truth is. But the majority of people wanted to know the truth. And I was obligated to let them know the truth, get the truth out there to let them know what transpired, one. Two, the next thing on my list is a way to compensate the people. How best to do that? You know, when you go into any major event, well, you in every event, they never rip a ticket and give you. You know, anytime you go to an event where all exit is final, they take your ticket. You know that. You would have gone to the boat, you would have gone to any show, and you would have seen that they take your tickets. So you don't rip that. So how are you gonna? The whole country, I'm just saying this funny, the whole country could show up in front of you and say I was in the show. So my first thing, I spoke to the agent. I said, listen, we have to compensate the people. He said, well, Sheldon, obviously we have to. Well, with a transparent way, everything would have been dealt with here before he left. I just had to pick a date and give them a good date. So the date that we're looking at now is the 5th of October. I wanted to do the show right away and get it over with. But as you know, Mikey, we stepping into the carnival, the soca vibes. Plus, every weekend now, there's a major activity happening. You don't want to clash it. So when you look at the best suitable time would be after Carnival. So The date that we are looking at now is the 5th of October, where they'll come back and give a free concert for the people. Well, I guess not only those who were there in the show, but everybody would come out or should come out and enjoy a free show. And that is what the arrangement is for now.
All right. So, Mikey Spice agrees.
Well, yeah, him agree. Me and his agent speak almost every day.
Okay.
A very, very nice brother. And believe me, he was really upset with how things transpired. That way, you see, he definitely, him himself agreed to do the interview because he said, I can't let you take this fall for this. When I was there, when we were there and we know what happened, I can't let you go down like this. So I have to let it clear and let people know the truth. That's why he did the interview. And people were surprised when they hear him talking about how much a good brother. And because, I mean, I was a real huge fan of Mikey. So I would have gone out more than even what the contract stated, what they was asking for. I mean, when the brother reached here, he was like, man, we never get this. And he said, Sheldon, I respect you.
Are you still a fan?
Huh?
Are you still a fan?
I still love his music because he have really good music. As to say, definitely, I won't lie, I'm not a big, I'm a straight out dude, you know me, like I just say it careless how it is, the truth is the truth. I'm not as a big fan as I would have been before the show because what would have transpired, you know, when you get to experience things in person, it would kind of change certain, but I'm still a fan of his music because he have great music, you know, just that certain things that, we're not going to go ahead, we know. But yeah, Mikey, so, you know, as I say, sometimes when something happens, you hear, and that's the reason, Mikey, you see, I'm a brother. I have never quick a show. You're a fella, you on social media a lot. You're very popular with that. You would never see me bashing or beating on anybody on social media because, Mikey, one thing I understand. Who am I to cry down you are the next person? You understand? We all in life have our shortcomings. I have my share. I ain't no angel. I had my share. We all, who without sin, put up your 2 hands and jump. And trust me, nobody would be jumping. And that's the reason why I don't get involved in a lot of these things. Because a lot of times, sometimes people hear a story and they don't even wait to find out what is the truth. Even sometimes they know the truth and everybody just beat on it. But we understand that's what the thing is, so that's what it is. By the end of the day, if I tell you the truth, if I tell you, I would hate, because as I tell you, me and an individual are very close. As I said to her, and I spoke to her this morning, I said, I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. But you have to be careful before you tell a lie on somebody. Try to ensure that they have no way of proving you lying, because it could get you in a lot of trouble.
And you seen her motivation for telling a lie is to save herself?
Honestly, well, I can't see nothing behind it because I guess the boss would have been down on her head. So she would have to say what she needed to say and if swing away from the truth and in some case not tell the truth, so tell a lie to cover herself. And if I say I didn't understand that, Mikey, maybe I would, being honest, if I was in the situation, probably I'd have done the same thing. Hey, you know me how to say it straight. Yeah. But then what they do, it throw me under the bus and try to make me look as. So the whole thing out there, Sheldon, write a check and you have money. When you know I would have spoke to you and I told you exactly what would happen, I spoke to your boss too. You know. Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is.
All right, well, thanks.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And all the best for the future events.
Yeah, man. Hello. I've been tried and tested, you know, Mikey. I've been here a long time. It's not no pumpkin vine. I know. I've been to the worst and back, as I say. You know, so every time, everything that doesn't go exactly as I expected it to go or I was hoping it would go, I use that as a motivation. And I always advise all my boys around me, anybody who's close to me, I always tell them, listen, nobody imperfect. Even if, because Mikey, you have time, you have situations where I would have paid for things that was mine because of the way I would have dealt with it. Because I had this thing about me, if you cross me and you would do something wrong to me, I feel I had this way about me, this anger about me that I feel I want to hurt you. And I would have dealt with things a lot of way and I would have then give up my rights and my own thing would have cost me. You know? I've had situations like that. But at the end of the day, as I said, it is what it is. And if I said I hate her, I would not say that. It's unfortunate it turned out to that. I'm very disappointed. It's now reached a position where it is what it is and we have to go through the process and it will be decided whatever when we go through that process and that's the state that it is.
Are you worried at all that you can get in some big trouble for that?
Mikey, as I said, I'm not a legal profession. And as I said, I was told where my biggest error was. By getting, I guess I was so pissed that, and I didn't know what was the better way to deal with it as the officer would have told me, call the bank and put a stop to the check. But once you let it reach there, regardless of the circumstances, it is considered a bounce check. regardless of the circumstances. And I guess that would have put me in you know.
Okay. Just one question that kind of baffles me before we leave. The 7,000 US, you said 7,000 US, only 7? 7. If we do that $7,000 works out to be almost $19,000.
Yeah, well, that money was changed to sent to change to finish taking care of Mikey and them business. So that's what that money was for. But the arrangement was that I give them the Saturday when Mikey reached in the country, I would have given his manager 3,800 US or 3,600, I think it was, right? The remaining of the salary was only $2,000. The other 1,000 something was something that I agreed on, which I didn't have to agree. But because I realized, as I said, when you finally get to meet a person and my staff, my event manager, twinkle, and I would know I'm talking about more than anything, I realized I didn't want nothing to go wrong. Because the artisan was supposed to reach in on Friday. Couldn't get together to reach here Friday, reach here Saturday. But I still insist that podium should have been paid for the Friday. I then agreed to do that. Because I'll tell you, God like the truth, and my mother's life was only $2,000 on my mother's life. It was only $2,000 remaining in the salary that they had to get. In total, whatever money they had to get, only $2,000 remaining. I agreed to that extra 1,000, some 3,003 I think it was, because, and they was leaving the 6 o'clock the Monday morning. They still insist we wanted podium for that.
Okay, so just forgive me. So you were going to just take back the US from them and give them cash, and then you call them, you say, okay, here I am, I'm coming with your $10,000. I would need the US back, and they refuse to take that.
Well, I told you, me and her was on the phone going crazy, and and that we have evidence of that too. She trying to get divorced, I trying to get divorced, because the boss wasn't the original arrangement and agreement. The boss wasn't even supposed to be included in that.
Right. And so the boss says, nah, I don't want that. I want everything because I don't trust you. I need my full payment for all my tickets. And at that time, you want to prepare. It
was never to do with nothing. I don't trust you. That never went there. That never went there. It had nothing to do with I don't trust you. All that was said to me is my employee should not have done this. And I said, well, I don't know. I can't determine that. This was the arrangement that was made.
And she said, oh, they wanted a different arrangement if you had to get that money now.
Well, one, she wasn't at home. She was at a function. Right? She wasn't at home, she was at a function. And me and the employee was going back on the phone, back and forth on the phone, she trying to get her and whatever. And when we finally do, then she talked about what she started telling me. And I said, well, listen, I'm not, because at that time, you weren't trying to hear what your employee shouldn't have done and what your employee did. My main concern was just that. Right. And the whole thing fall through the night.
Yeah, because just for the avoidance of doubt, because I don't want to leave the viewers wondering what really happened. And so what I'm picking up is that at some point in time, the boss may have said to you, based on what you're saying, that we have to have a different arrangement for you to get that 3,000 US back, and that different arrangement was no check should be involved, and they would have wanted all their money cash, which is almost about $20,000. And
that is what she said.
Prepared for that.
That is what she said to me tonight when I was on my way with her to give her $10,000.
Oh, that's what she said to you the night. And they said to her, well, you don't have that. And that's
well, as I said, that was never the arrangement. And she knows what the arrangement is. Because, Carlo, as I said, well, again, I can't say she's so, because I don't know what her employee would have told her again, because listening now that the statement that she gave, maybe she had told her something completely different. You understand me? So I can't say that. I would not accuse of saying that she knew.
So at no point in time could she say you are the one who pulled out from the arrangement? Because you are saying that wasn't the arrangement.
Well, as I tell you, Mikey, as I told you, everything that we dealt with, I have witness and we have proof.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sheldon Douglas. Yes, it was a very lengthy interview. I know that some of you are still left, wondering what it is, because if you realize, Sheldon talks a lot in explaining what his case is. If, by the way, we are still with WPG10, I know that they have to go to the next program, so we want to say thank you to the folks at WPG10. But if I may explain again, for those of you who may be still confused, as I know some of you are, Sheldon's argument is that, technically, without saying directly, that the travel agency in part may be responsible for the show failing, because the 3,000 US, that they had in their custody was what he would have needed to continue his transaction with Mikey Spice. He's also saying that they breached the agreement that he had with them, that hey, once I come with 10,000 EC, then you give me back my 3,000 US. So he's saying he was not prepared to deviate from that original arrangement. So it doesn't matter what new conditions the boss would have brought into the whole scenario, that he's not willing to be a part of that, because there was arrangement and an arrangement with the junior, with the boss's subordinate. And this is the agreement that he's sticking to. All right. And he decided, after the show would have failed that night, that he was not going to honor the commitment via that check. And he said, he told them that, hey, that check that I wrote for $9,600 ain't going to be cleared, because you messed me up. So let me talk to my lawyer first to see what's going on, and then we go decide where we go forward. That's his claim. And it ended in check attempt and being deposited, bounce back, criminal investigation follows, and he was arrested and charged. He's to go to court, I think it's sometime in June, is it? All right, and that's where we are. Okay, what you have noticing as well is the fact that he said that in October there will be a free show for persons who would have paid their monies to see Mikey Spice and didn't get to see him. Mikey Spice will be coming back to Grenada to perform for free. Whether you paid or not, you're going to get the opportunity to experience the show. Of course, I'm not the interviewer who likes to interrupt. We contacted Sheldon Douglas to tell us a story. We asked the questions and have him tell his story in terms of what happened. Of course, we are going to extend an opportunity to the travel agency as well, if they would like to refute any of the claims made in tonight's program by Sheldon Douglas. A very interesting story. We would invite you to let your friends check it out. We'll probably even post it on our site as well. But yeah, it's a lot to take in. You might require a second look. All right, guys. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we wrap tonight's program up.
We all look forward to our retirement, enjoying our golden years with family, friends, and loved ones. The best way to secure an income during retirement is through investments, savings, and an NIS pension. Thanks to improvements in healthcare, Grenadians are living longer, healthier lives. These years also need to be covered by a pension to guarantee a comfortable life. Today you contribute 9% and retire at age 60. But as benefit expenses continue to rise, and with longer lifespans, the NIS won't be able to provide pensions and other social security benefits at this rate. To continue providing benefits, the NIS will need to increase the contribution rate from 9% to 11%, a 2% overall increase shared between you and your employer. The retirement age will gradually increase from 60 to 65 over an extended period. Let's put this into perspective. If you earn $1,500 today, your contribution is $60 and your employer pays $75. With a 2% increase shared between you and your employer, you'll now pay $75 and your employer will pay $90. That's only a $15 increase. These are the types of social security changes being made worldwide. In fact, Grenada has one of the lowest pension age and contribution rates in the region. With these small changes, you'll be able to continue enjoying all social security benefits and retire between age 60 and 65 with the guarantee of a pension from the NIS. If these adjustments aren't made now, then by 2035, the NIS will need to increase your contribution rate to 22.5%. So, what can you do? Support the incremental changes and continue with the solidarity of the Grenadian people. A little change today for a convenient, happy future.
All right, thank you very much. And of course, folks, so we want to tell you about the weather. It's been really warm these days, boy. Wow. Woof. Well, warm is kind of like an understatement. The nights are crazy, though. All right, so let's see what the weather is like. By the way, we still see that we have some people who are viewing the program for the first time. We want to say good night to you. Okay. And so it's just about where we currently are. St. George's. It's about 28 degrees Celsius. The winds are east northeasterly to east southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Today's high was 31 degrees Celsius. Seas slight to moderate, folks. Waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. All right. Tomorrow's sunrise is expected to be about 5:43 a.m. And of course, as well, boy, we had to tell you about the hot list. Before I go, I have to. All right. The hot list. The following persons, not me, don't call me, call 420-8226. That's 420-8226. So we're talking about Garvey McPhee from Loreto, Kira, Jaggernaut, Vincent, Ayana Paul, Vendome, Thibon Francis, Corinth. We also have Laurie Dunbar, Tivoli, Kesia Strawn, Westerhall, Junior Fraser, Fontenoy, Donisha Lewis, Paraclete, Raymond Lewis, Mongranby. I wonder if that's the right list. Let me see. No. Folks, my humblest apologies. All right. This list looks, let me see. Something is up with my list here. Disregard that last list. All right. Yes, please, absolutely disregard that last list. Okay. This is like this is. All right. Yeah, I'm just seeing and one thing I've learned: when in doubt, leave out. All right. I think I got it now. Let me just make sure. I'm getting a little error on my thing there. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I think we've exhausted enough time for the night. I'll just come back with my list next on Monday. All right, disregard the last list. I'll come back with it on Monday for you guys. All right. What else do I have to tell you? We have so much things to tell you, but we're working on some big stories and some big things to happen tomorrow night. We have a live for you. We're not going to tell you what it is. We have a live next week. We have lives until the end of July. In fact, that's going to go all the way into Carnival. Real things. For those of you who are not in Grenada, just know you'll be entertained every weekend. We ain't talking about no path thing. We're talking about big stuff. All right. Even for those of you who are in Grenada and you're just looking for some entertainment, this is going to be the entertainment hub, Mikey Live. All right, folks. So stay tuned. All right. So yeah, the hot list here. We're disregarding the last hot list. All right, guys. Yeah, I think there's an error there, and I don't. When in doubt, you leave out. All right, guys. It's been a long day for me. I hope that you're okay and your family will have a great weekend. I just want to say thank you for being a loyal viewer. And of course, we're going to come back on Monday for another Mikey Life. If you have any questions, concerns, queries, you can feel free to hit me up through a message on the page. All right. So send me a message and of course, we'll respond to you. All right. So guys, enjoy. Ooh, look, I'm sweating. AC and I'm sweating. Yeah, boy. Anyway. Take care of yourselves, guys, and thanks for being loyal viewers of the program. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, ja. No, let me see that over. Ja. No. Good night, everyone. Goodbye.